Welcome to the Market Frontlines. I'm Lyndsay Malchuk. Right now, exploration capital is hunting globally. Africa is heating up. South America is shifting. Governments are rewriting the rules in real time. And while investors debate headlines, CEOs have to decide where to actually deploy the money. Sitting with me is Doug Engdahl, CEO of Axiom Group, a company operating at the front end of the resource cycle, where jurisdiction can make or break a project, where talent is scarce, and where one political shift can redraw an entire strategy overnight. Doug, it's great to have you here in sunny Cape Town. It's so beautiful. So thank you for sitting with me.
Well, thanks for having me, Lyndsay.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're building a turnkey geoscience firm when most companies right now are actually pulling back and narrowing in on their focus. That's a pretty bold move for sure. So what are you seeing in this cycle that gives you the conviction to expand globally right now?
I would say that where companies are pulling back, they're not really pulling back, but they're pulling back in their staffing and, they're a lot of the technical professionals that provide the information that we provide. So, post-COVID, a lot of professionals that, left industry, not just the mining and exploration, but a lot of industries. And if you look at the university numbers during that COVID time. Well, we're about 4 years past that now. So the true shortage of technical professionals has yet to really hit us. Mm-hmm. So, Axiom, the turnkey, what does that mean? Geologists, geophysicists, environmental, scientists, technicians with a global footprint. Combining all those becomes pretty powerful for these CEOs and these firms to de-risk their decisions of where to deploy their capital, in what jurisdiction, what commodity, what geologic setting. And our job is to provide them the most comprehensive information for them to make those decisions.
Well, that's a really good point you have. And that brings me to the elephant in the room that you actually addressed briefly there. Geopolitical volatility is not background noise anymore. Governments are changing the mining codes. Resource nationalism is creeping in, and sanctions are really shifting those trade routes a lot. When you're evaluating a jurisdiction today, what is the risk that keeps you up at night that most investors, they're just not factoring in quite yet?
Well, I think what our risk from an Axiom standpoint is a little bit different than the risk, of our clients. Mm-hmm. For us, our risk, health and safety is at the front of our attention and risks. And that's, it does extend to the client, as well, but in a little bit, different of a way. So, being on the front lines, being on the ground, it can be a little bit more risky, but the risk still exists, to the property owner or the stakeholder. So yeah, with the geopolitical, volatility, it can be a bad thing, it can be a good thing. Since COVID and some of the tensions in the world globally, I see almost every country is now focused inward on being able to sustain themselves, supply themselves with critical material. I'm not even going to say minerals, anything critical to that country. So yeah, the game has drastically changed in the past 2 to 3 years.
Absolutely. You saw it coming forward a little bit more when COVID passed. However, when those sanctions started hitting more and more, it really did solidify in each country what they have already at home and how to use that internally even more. So that was, a shift that we're definitely seeing on a stronger side right now. Now, even if you pick the right ground in the right country, Doug, execution is everything. This industry lost a lot of serious geologists and engineers that you spoke about recently during the downturn years. So how are you making sure Axiom can actually deliver across multiple regions without getting caught up in that talent squeeze?
I guess creating the culture that we have at Axiom is really attractive. So we do attract some of the world's best talent, because not everyone chases a paycheck as a motivator. they chase an environment where they're welcomed. They're able to, test new theories, not have to just say yes, and then that environment where they're comfortable to fail, and then I guess being able to never accept like status quo, always being able to push the boundaries, new theories, new technology. We're scientists, we're treasure hunters, we're adventurers. So what better environment? So we also like to be able to expedite people's careers here. So where, we've got plenty of examples where someone comes in as a junior soil sampler, and within 5 years, they've obtained enough experience, not just technically, but capital markets, business structure, global risk, and they become VPXs of publicly traded companies. So when you have that sort of, career path or flow, you have to keep feeding the junior, like your farm team, if you will, in order to sustain that. Because, and then if you keep a core group that understands the culture, you can grow and attract a lot of talent.
Right. I hosted a couple panels this past week at 1-to-1, and one of them is, what keeps that loyalty within a team? And it really starts from the top with the management leading by example. And when you can build that loyalty down the stream, my gosh, you have a powerful, powerful team behind you. So it's really great that you give them the expansion to look at different avenues, maybe that they wouldn't have even looked at before.
Yeah, leading by example is how culture is built. Axiom, you're not above any job. They'll see me go to a project when I have time, and instead of doing the technical work, I am a geologist. I don't get a lot of time to do geology work, but I'll go clear the vegetation, do manual labor. They'll see me change the garbages in the office, and having that that humble approach to a bunch of degreed, very smart technical people. You're not above any job. You should be able to do anything in the organization when it's asked of you, like any team, the sports team. You fit in, you plug in where needed for the win.
Absolutely. Yeah. And on the investor side, that's what we want to see on the investor side, is the strong management team that understands not just at their level, but every level to get them to where they are. And that's really important for an investor to see that transparency for sure.
Honesty, trust, and respect are the foundation of any relationship or organization. And when you have that, it really it vets the trust to our clients as well. Like, or it expedites it. You're able to obtain that level of trust more quickly if it's actually coming from a true, honest place, genuine place.
Absolutely. We're going to flip over here and speak of something that is a little bit more competitive in the industry more and more, and that's technology. Can't ignore it. It's there. So AI is being layered into absolutely everything from targeting to modeling now. There is a lot of noise around it still. Some are saying yes, some are saying absolutely not. We're going to keep to tradition. From where you sit, where is technology actually moving the needle inside your business?
It's a good question. You see a lot of people talk about, they'll just say AI for technology. There's hardware technology that, as its application, it's used. Every technology has its limitations, and the user of those technologies should know its limitations and its true purpose. Repurposing technologies from one industry that's never seen it over in this industry, pretty powerful. Stacking technologies together can be, a multiplier on its positive impact. But go back to AI. We don't really even advertise AI on our website or anything because everyone's talking about it, and I wouldn't say no one. Most people don't even really know its true application. And AI in systems like mechanical systems, like an assembly line, there's not, I guess, the human intelligence or HI component that goes along with it. But in the geoscience space, geoscience data is highly biased. And one geophysicist or one geologist calls something this, or a geophysicist produces the results from a gravity survey. The next geophysicist, the same raw data, produces the same pretty colorful map, but the data underneath it is different. How do you create AI? How do you train the brain of AI when the data is biased or it differs from one professional to the other? So there's a lot of use for AI. It's a great note taker in meetings.
That's true.
But when you have mass amounts of data, like right now, there's a lot of projects being reignited due to the commodity prices. And so like ingesting massive amounts of historical data or a mine site data that has, an obscene amount of data. So being able to like consolidate it, organize it, and then vet its quality, is something that AI is really good at right now. But making decisions, it should not be making decisions. It should support information for the professional to make decisions.
So let's repeat that. It's going to support information for professionals to make the decision. And that's key right there. Absolutely. So with trade tensions, currency swings, we know, and political instability always is in play. If we fast forward 3 years, what does the global exploration map look like for you?
Axiom's, it spawned and its headquarters are in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, a little bit different than this backdrop of Cape Town.
Just a little bit different.
And so we're incorporated in Canada, the United States, India, and we've been active in Africa now for, I believe, about 5 years.
My goodness, where do you have left to go?
Saudi, we're just finishing our corporation in Saudi Arabia. We're active in Pakistan, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, all the stands. And
check.
So we've had a strong presence down here, but and facilitating certain projects. But the team down here has been also supporting different other operations through like our remote sensing or other desktop work. But when you saw last year with like political tensions, tariffs, so capital that was deployed in the world capital, European, whatever was deployed in the United States, well, like what's the NPV on a mine? Well, it's not 30%. So you could quickly see where what one once, was an orange or a red box on the risk matrix for somebody. Now that box is not so red or orange. So knowing that, and you can see it now in Africa, like across North Africa, Sub-Sahara, the activity and the capital being deployed here has exponentially been accelerated. So we have a strong team down here. We recently just hired another seasoned professional, PhD in economic geology, and our current focus right now is expanding our human and non-human assets down in Africa. So being able to facilitate the tidal wave of exploration that's coming to Africa right now.
So great. Well, we have one more question for you. In the coming quarters, what's next for you?
Well, what's next? We are in the KSA. We're just finishing our incorporation there. And it's really important because most project failures is not technical. Okay. It's due to logistics. It's due to governance, compliance, and understanding, each country, and even within each country, what the rules are. Local engagement. There's a lot of things that can stop a project, and it's usually not technical. Technical, we got that covered. So what's next for us is ensuring that we understand every component of that, those factors we just talked about in the areas that we are going into. So, doing our due diligence, is for us, but it's also for our clients. So what's next is continue our expansion through Africa and increasing our footprint in Pakistan and in the stands and Saudi, which is not a small task. Right. So we take our name very seriously. Your reputation or your name is your greatest commodity. So we don't want to tarnish that. So we're just taking our time to do it correctly.
Well, sounds like you have a lot in the bucket and Everything's just coming up Axiom. So thank you again for sitting with me.
Well, it was a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Again, that was Doug Engdahl, CEO of Axiom Group. You can follow Axiom on their trading platform and ticker symbol and learn more about the company directly at axiomex.com. Now, if you're serious about where exploration capital is going next and who is positioned to actually execute it in this new global reality, this is a name you will want on your radar. I'm Lyndsay Malchuk, and this is the Market Frontlines. Stay sharp, and we'll see you soon.